Hi friends, my name is Solomon Pepra, and here on this channel I'll be making video tutorials on Vectorworks, Cinema 4D, Rhino and many more. If these are the kind of applications that you wish to learn, I recommend subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know. In my previous video, I took you through the callout tool, the test tool. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you, or I'm going to demonstrate to you how to draw the line tool, how to use the line tool, the polyline tool, as well as the rectangle tool. So let's begin. So as I've been mentioning in my previous video, all these tutorials or all these previous tutorials that we've done so far, all the tools can be located at the basic tool sets. Okay, so the basic tool sets is at the upper left corner of your interface where my mouse cursor is currently at. Okay, so right now the tool that we'll be looking at for this video is the line tool, the polyline tool and the rectangle tool. So to draw a line tool, you basically have to go to the basic tool sets, you click on the line tool, and then you come back to interface, you make your first point, you click, then you stretch to the distance that you want. Okay, and you make your next click. As simple as that. This is how you draw a line in Vectorworks, as simple and straightforward as that. So let's move on to the polyline tool. So the polyline tool allows you to create, the double line tool allows you to create double lines. Okay, it does, as the name says, it allows you to draw double lines. So that one too, once you click on a double line tool, you come back here on your drawing area, and as I mentioned in my previous video, once you click on any tool here, you come to this section where my mouse cursor is. You see some additional modes in which that particular tool can be drawn. Okay, so once I click on the double line tool here and I come here, you see that I have these options, these 4 options here. Okay, so this basically is trying to tell me how or where I'll start drawing the double line. So the first point here is the left control line mode, which allows you to basically start drawing the polyline from the left side. Okay, from the left side. Okay, so this one also have the center control line mode, which allows you to draw the polyline from the center. Okay, so also have the right control line mode, and also have the custom control line mode. So we also have this button here, this button with the spanner and a pencil here, and once you click on it, it gives you some additional controls over how the double line can be drawn. Okay, so right now we have the option to create lines only, okay, to create polygons, and to create lines and polygons. Okay, so I'll be taking you through all of this. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so once you click on the double line tool, you come here. So let's start with the left control line mode. And here we are starting with the create lines only mode. So once the option for creating lines only mode is selected, you click on OK, then you come back to your drawing area. You make your first point here. Okay, so you see this one is starting to draw the line from the left as we set it here. Okay, so it's starting to draw a line from the left. So you make your first click, then you stretch to the point that you want, you stretch the distance that you want, and then you make your next click. You see this one, as we already set it here, we are creating lines only. Okay, so that means that we have the double lines here. So that we have the top line and then the bottom line. So these are the double lines that we've created, and at the first option, create lines only. So this allowed us to create lines only. Okay, so let's move on to the next option. Okay, so basically the next option that we are going to use is we are going to create polygons. Okay, so you're going to create polygons, and then this option allows you to draw, or allows you to create polygons, okay, with the double line tool. So this time around we are not going to create individual double lines like this, but out of the individual double lines we are going to have a defined boundary. Okay, so let me just demonstrate here. So with this one, still on the left control line mode, and I'm going to use the left control line mode to basically demonstrate all the activities for double line here, because it's the same for the center control line mode and the rest of the options here. Okay, so right now we are, to confirm, we are the create polygons mode. So once that mode is selected, you make your first click and then you make your next click. You see the difference between this and that is that right now we have a fill here, we have a defined boundary with all the sides closed. Okay, so that is how the option, which is create polygons, okay, that is the effect that it will give once you draw the polyline tool. Okay, so let's move on to the last option here. So the last option here is the create lines and polygons. Okay, so basically this is a combination of this and that. So in this last mode that we are coming to draw, we are going to have both the polygon, which are at the top, and then the individual lines that created this boundary or created this polygon. Okay, so with that one too, once you click here and then you stretch the distance that you want, and then you make your next click. Okay, so this is the create lines and polygon. Okay, create lines and polygons option. So you can see that this option basically is the combination of these ones. Okay, so because right now we have the individual lines here, as you can see. Right now I can select the top line and then the bottom line, and at the same time I can also have the polygon which I've selected. So you can just drag the polygon down here, as you can see, and then we have our polylines here. Okay, so that's basically how to use the polyline tools. As simple as that. You just have to choose your preference depending on what you want to achieve. If you want to have the create lines mode, if you want to create polygons, or if you want to have a combination of both lines and polygons, you can still do that. Okay, so let's move on quickly to the rectangle tool. Okay, and just before that, let me just quickly show you how these other modes work. So right now the center control line mode basically start drawing the polyline from the center. So once you make your click, okay, so once you make your click, so once you make your click from the first point, you see where the dotted lines are, meaning that the insertion point is from the center. As you can see, you make your next click, and this one is just the opposite of the left, so this one is the right. Okay, so once you click, so the insertion point is rather from the bottom or the right other than the left. Okay, so right now I basically click, so that's basically for the polyline tool. So let's quickly move on to the rectangle tools. Okay, let me quickly delete these ones, or I can just drag them here. Okay, so let's move on to the rectangle tool. So basically the rectangle tool is simple. It's just used to draw rectangles. That's what the name says. Okay, so once you click on the rectangle, as I've mentioned earlier, you have this modes here, which allows you to, or which gives you additional options as to how the rectangle can be drawn. So the first option here, you have the corner to corner mode, which allows you to drag from the corner to create your rectangle. So right now, once you make your first click, so the corner to corner mode, once you make your first click and then you drag, you see it's defining, the first click is defined from this corner. Okay, so that's why the name says corner to corner mode. So from one corner to another corner, then you create your rectangle. Okay, from one corner to another corner, then you create a rectangle. So the next option is the center to corner mode, which allows you to drag from the center to create your rectangle. So once that option is selected, you come back to your drawing area, then you make your first click. So this time around, it's not starting from the corner, but it's starting from the center. Okay, so right now, once it starts from the center, you can just define your distances or define your length and breadth manually, or you can just in a free way just define a free distance here, and then you make your next click. So basically you make your first click and then insertion point from the center to the corner, and then you make your next click. So that's the second option here. And we also have the midpoint to corner mode. So basically the midpoint to corner mode, drag from the midpoint to create a rectangle. So to show this quickly, so right now, once this one is selected, so once this one is selected, you come back to your drawing area, you make your first click. This time one is going to start from the midpoint, as you can see where the dotted lines is starting from. So from the midpoint to corner mode, you can define your rectangle and then you make your next click. And also have the three points rotated mode. Basically, this allows you to draw rectangle at any angle that you want. Basically, the first three allows you to draw, let's say, in more or less a 90-degree angle, but this one allows you to draw at any angle that you choose. Okay, so right now, once that one is selected, you come back to your drawing area. So this time around, you can define your first click here, and then you choose the angle that you want. As you can see, you can choose any angle that you want. Okay, so once you make your first click, and then you define your angle. Okay, if you don't want it to be straight, like if you want to be inclined, you can define the angle, and then you click, and then you define your distance here, and then you make your next click. So basically, that is how that one too is drawn. Let me just demonstrate with another example. So let's say if you want the rectangle to be like this, make your first click, and then you make your next click, and then you define a rectangle. So that's basically that for the rectangle. So that's simple as that. I mean, you can try drawing some of these things yourself. Is the basics of whatever that you are trying to do here. So for now, this is where I end the video for today. Thanks very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed and you've learned something in this video. Just to remind you, if you are new to Vectorworks is a BIM application just like Revit or ArchiCAD. It can be used for 3D modeling, can be used for furniture design, it can be used for entertainment stage designs, can be used for interior designs, and so many more. So if you're enjoying the videos that I'll be making, or if you're enjoying the videos that I've made so far, then I recommend you subscribe to the channel, and also you hit the notification bell so that any video that I upload in the future, you have access to it as quickly as possible. Thank you very much once again, and thank you for being here.